The Two Households of Umuaka.
In the heart of
Umuaka village,
where the red earth met the clear sky, lived two families who were as different as the sun and the moon. On one side of the great Iroko tree stood the sprawling compound
of the Okoye family.
Their walls were high and painted a brilliant white. Their gate a formidable fortress of wrought iron.
Chief Uchenna Okoye,
a man whose laughter was as loud as his wealth was vast, was the patriarch. His wife,
Ngozi,
moved with the grace of a queen, her wrapper made of the finest Hollandaise wax prints. They had two children, a son named
Chike and a daughter named Adeze,
who knew only the feel of silk and the taste of sweet wine. Their wealth was a river, and it flowed from their vast cocoa farms, their fleets of lorries, and their connections in the great city of Lagos. On the other side of the village, nestled by the flowing stream of the Oji, lived the household of the
Nnadi family.
Their home was a modest hut with walls of mud and a roof of woven palm fronds. The patriarch, Papa Emeka, was a man whose hands were calloused from working the land, but whose spirit was as fertile as his small yam patch. His wife, Mama Ifoma, was a woman of gentle strength, her voice a soothing balm on a hot day. They had a son, Obi, and a daughter, Amara, who knew the feel of rough cots and the taste of whatever the earth had to offer. Their wealth was not of currency, but of character. They had a deep well of kindness and a boundless spirit of community. One Harmattan season, a great sickness, a cough that clung to the chest like a stubborn fly, swept through the village. It spared no household, rich or poor. In the Okoye compound, young
Chike
fell ill. The village herbalist, a wise old man named
Ogbuefi,
was summoned. He peered
at Chike,
his eyes sharp as a hawk's. The sickness is deep, he declared. It requires a rare herb that grows only on the highest peaks of the
Obunike Hills.
It must be harvested at the full moon.
Chief Uchenna
Immediately sent his men with his finest lorry, but they returned days later, empty-handed. The road to the hills was rough and their vehicle could not pass. He offered gold, more money than a man could spend in a lifetime, but no one could reach the herb.
The Okoye family.
For all their wealth was helpless.
Meanwhile, in the Nnadi home, young Obi also fell victim to the sickness. Papa Emeka and Mama Ifoma, worried but not despairing, sought the same herbalist. Ogbuefi gave them the same advice. Papa Emeka, with a determined look in his eyes, strapped a sack to his back and began his journey on foot. He walked for 3 days, his old legs aching, his stomach empty, but his spirit fueled by love for his son. He climbed the treacherous hills using ancient footpaths only a true son of the soil would know. As the full moon rose, a silver corn in the dark sky, he found the rare herb, its leaves glowing faintly in the moonlight. He returned to the village, where he brought triumphant and gave the herb to Ogbuefi. The herbalist prepared the medicine for both Obi and Chike. The Okoye family had heard of Papa Emeka's journey. Chief Uchenna, humbled by his own helplessness, came to the Nnadi home. He saw the kindness in their eyes, the peace that resided in their humble home. Papa Emeka, he said, his voice softer than ever before, "You have saved my son. My money could not do what your courage and love have done." From that day on, the two households of Umuaka were no longer defined by their material possessions. The Okoyes offered their wealth to improve the village, building a school and a new road. The Nnadi family, in turn, shared their wisdom of the land and their unbreakable community spirit. They had both learned a powerful lesson. True wealth is not measured by the size of one's compound or the gleam of one's car, but by the love that resides in one's heart and the goodwill one has for one's kinfolk. And so, the villagers would say, "In Umuaka, we have two rich families, for one has the wealth of the earth and the other the wealth of the spirit." What do you learn from this story? Leave your comment in the section down below if you love stories like this and would love me to make more. Thanks for watching.